You know, when the NWL started, I wasn't here. It wasn't because I didn't love pro wrestling. I love pro wrestling. But man, this thing's changed. Pro wrestling ain't what it used to be, man. I have a beautiful wife and the most amazing 2-year-old baby boy at home. When I left, when the NWL started, that's where I went. I went home. And I know that they love me. But they were the ones to tell me. They told me where I belong. That I need to go back to pro wrestling, back to the NWL, and make things right. And then there's guys like Jeremy Wyatt and the foundation, and they cheat and they cut corners and they do anything that they can to make sure that it's just not a one-on-one competition in a professional wrestling ring. That's just not what I signed up for, man. Not with them at home. But last Saturday night, man, I was at home and we're trying to put my little boy to bed and he's having the toughest time. Screaming and crying and he just can't settle down, and we change it up, we go downstairs, we turn on the TV and look who's on, the NWL's on. My little boy looks up and he says, look, there's Daddy's work. And the foundation jumps me from behind and beats me down. My little boy is watching his daddy getting beat up in the ring, and he doesn't get it, man. He's 2. All he sees is his dad hurting. Jeremy Wyatt, October 28th, me and you in a dog collar match. That dog collar is my chance to even this score and finish this for good. And so if I can't beat you, maybe I should just go home.
Holding on to set obsession, setting a fraction reaction, don't break me down, only freedom. Holding on to set obsession, setting a fraction reaction, don't break me down, only freedom. Kneel down and face them on your back, closing your eyes, holding inside, no react. Breathe in the strength to carry on, closing your eyes, holding inside, your faith is gone. Holding on to
Then tonight's main event, the first ever NWL dog collar match. And as we just saw, things are personal. This is more than just a match for Jack Foster. He's doing this for his family.
That's right. Marty, this match will be shown in its entirety this week on NWL TV. It is a crazy match, and trust me when I tell you, fans, this is the kind of action you can expect when the NWL comes to your town. Marty, NWLeague.com, events banner right there in the corner. Pull it down and catch us whenever we're in your area and you get to see this type of action. I'm Ben Miller.
And I'm Marti Belle.
And we've got a great hour of pro wrestling action lined up for all you fans at home, starting off with Buddy Sheppard, the leader of the Buddy system, taking on the one and only Mike Outlaw.
In our main event of the evening, Jack Foster takes on Jeremy Wyatt in the first ever dog collar match in the NWL.
All right, Marty, let's talk about this first matchup. May not be your typical way to start out an NWL program. Mike Outlaw taking on the leader of the buddy system, Buddy Sheppard.
You know, things have not been going too well for the buddy system. It seems like there's a couple of kinks that need to be worked out. Let's see if he can finally pick up a victory.
All right, here we go for another week of NWL TV. I'm Ben Miller sitting here with Brian McGillicuddy, and we've got an interesting contest to start on this week's show as Buddy Sheppard makes his way to the ring.
I've already allowed the buddy system to come inside of me, Ben. You should do the same.
No, absolutely.
Come on, this guy spreads all kinds of cheer. Look at this guy.
From Emerald City, South Carolina, weighing 253 pounds, he is the leader of the buddy system, Buddy Sheppard.
That cape is something James Brown would be jealous of. Look at that. I mean, that is a glorious cape Buddy Sheppard's wearing tonight.
He's a superhero as well.
He's not a superhero. He's a supervillain.
This guy's in trouble.
Here's one person that's a hero to all the fans here at the Scottish Rite Temple, and that is Mike Outlaw.
And his opponent, from Weston, St. Louis, Missouri, weighing 212 pounds, this is Mike Outlaw.
You know, I don't understand why you have such a negative connotation towards Buddy Sheppard. I mean, this is a guy, he is like Santa Claus, always spreading cheer, always coming up with a smile on his face. He doesn't give his cape away like Mike Outlaw gives his handkerchief, and that's the only thing that I can say to the difference.
Oh, look at that. The fans at ringside are actually happy to get stuff from Mike Outlaw, unlike Buddy Sheppard, who, if he gave me anything, I'd run far, far away because I don't know where that guy's hands would be.
You're going to go to a clinic just because he gives you a handshake? You kidding me?
Buddy Sheppard loves to shake hands.
He does.
Loves it.
He's spreading the buddy system. It's obviously worked for several people in the NWL. The NWL is brought to you by Mr. Plumber, Inc. You can put your trust in Mr. Plumber for all your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. Our skilled technicians provide unparalleled service, competitive prices, and exceptional quality. Call Mr. Plumber today at 913-238-1498. And by Champion Tattoo and Piercing, Johnson County's premier custom tattooing and piercing studio. Stop by the shop located at 1016 East Santa Fe in Olathe, Kansas. Join us.
I mean, look at Buddy Sheppard. He doesn't even look ready to compete tonight. What do you have to say about that?
Take your suit off, buddy. Come on, what are you doing?
All these negative buddies, but I'm gonna stop you. I'm gonna stop you.
He says he's gonna stop Mike Outlaw.
Based on his theme song?
Yeah.
What is this?
Wild swing. 1, 2, and 3. And it's over.
What is
Buddy
that?
Sheppard, like a turtle on his back, just got rolled up by Mike Outlaw, and it's over just like that.
What an attack from behind from Mike Outlaw. Jesus, Buddy Sheppard wasn't ready to go. He was telling the crowd what he was going to do.
He swung into this, Mike Outlaw rolled him up, and now Buddy Sheppard gets a right hand, and his eyes are glazed over. Mike Outlaw picking up a victory here tonight.
Buddy, get
But it
up.
looks like he's not quite done with Buddy Sheppard, and there's that elbow drop right from the heavens, right down on the chest of Buddy Sheppard. Good for Mike Outlaw.
This guy didn't even give him a chance to take off his suit, anything. You call this a great victory for Mike Outlaw? It's a travesty.
Back to the drawing board, Buddy Sheppard.
Wyatt, I see you're holding that chain. In just a few weeks, you and Jack Foster will be tied together in a dog collar match.
Yeah. Major Baisden. He thinks he's getting one over on the old Monarch. You know, Jack Foster, he's this big, scary guy. He's 6'10". He's 285 pounds. He outweighs me. by over 100 pounds. He's a good 8, 9, 10 inches taller than me. He's a monster. I've said it from the beginning. Jack Foster, you are no monster. Monsters aren't real. That's a lie. I'm a monster, and I am very real. You think that I am going to be chained to you? No. You're going to be chained to me. Everybody looks at Jeremy Wyatt and they go, oh, Jeremy Wyatt's a technical wrestler. The people of the NWL are going to learn that I am one of the most barbaric, toughest, meanest son of a to ever walk the face of this earth. Jack Foster, you shave that beard, you cut that hair, you're just a big, goofy investment banker. I'm going to send you home to that little boy of yours. And he's going to look at his daddy, and he's going to be very disappointed because the monarch is going to end you.
The NWL is brought to you by Flying Monkey Beer, doing things that are fun with people who are cool since 1996. And by the Windy Wine Company, fun wines, good times. Also by Local Pig, located just east of City Market, a whole animal butcher shop featuring locally sourced animals raised outdoors with no hormones or antibiotics.
Hello, NWL fans. This is Marti Belle here, and today I have an exclusive interview with Matt Jackson.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good.
Matt, we all know you as the general manager of NWL STL. We knew you as the leader of Anarchy. Who is Matt Jackson?
Well, I don't think I'm the leader of NWL STL anymore. That was kind of shut down as I was asleep one night without me ever knowing about it. But I was the founder of St. Louis Anarchy, and I'm kind of like put off by all these cameras and bright lights because we didn't have that in Anarchy. What we had was me and my brain. I built a brand in Anarchy. We never had a sponsor. We didn't have $1 million backer. Just me and my brain, and I built a revolution that led me to here. I was so good at what I did, millionaire Major Baisden hired me to be a producer here. So that's who I am.
Okay, well, you're speaking about Anarchy, you're speaking about St. Louis Anarchy. Do you think that the fans of Anarchy would be happy with what you've done to the besties in the world, Davey and Matt?
Probably not, but see, that's the thing with St. Louis Anarchy fans. They're really not happy with anything. They weren't happy with St. Louis Anarchy half the time because they think they know best. But I don't really care what they think.
Okay, well, do you care about what the fans here think, what we all think? The way you turned your back on Davey and Matt, it's beyond me and I can't comprehend it. Can you please explain your actions?
I can. It's kind of a loaded question. You see, I'm the victim here. The St. Louis Anarchy fans, they turned on me before I turned on them. That's why I don't care what they think. You know, I took this job as a producer here. You know what happened? Oh my God, you're taking St. Louis Anarchy away from us. Well, what about me? How am I supposed to live? How am I supposed to pay my rent, my electric? Am I supposed to sit in the dark so that these people can enjoy St. Louis Anarchy? Am I supposed to not eat, make some ramen noodles so that these people can enjoy a wrestling show? I don't think so. So I came here, and I've put my heart and soul into this, in the NWL STL, and those fans turned on me. Completely, just like that. So I bring the besties in the world here. I bring Gary J here. I bring Mike Outlaw here. Except you would know him as Jay Lutz, the Blood Brothers, and Des Wellston. Remember that? I'm sure you do.
I do.
Man, they complained all the time. Oh, we hate these names. We can't be ourselves. So what did I do? Led this anarchy revolution here. Got them their names back. Got them their identity back. And the plan was to do that and take this over from Major Baisden. But you see what happened is these NWL fans started chirping in their ears and started liking them. And the next thing you know, they start liking the fans. You see, I equate them to like Pop-Tarts. They're soft in the middle. They don't have what it takes to go that extra mile to get the job done. So, one day I'm sitting at home and there I see it. And this here is where my heart broke. I see Davey Vega and Matt Fitchett, my guys. I've molded these men's careers. Without me, Davey Vega would be flipping pancakes somewhere. And here they are, sitting in the locker room. And here comes Jet Royal. Here comes Major Baisden. And they stick their hand out. And they have the audacity to shake that man's hand. That broke my heart.
A sign of respect broke your heart.
It sure did. Because the way I see it is we were here for a reason. I gave them back their identities. And then we were supposed to take this place over, but they didn't have what it takes. We had one royal blood gone. He's gone. And we had our foot on the throat of Major Baisden. We could have already been running this place, but they didn't have the heart to do it. And I needed people who did. And that's where the foundation come into play. That's where Howitt's come into play. They're men, not boys. They can get the job done. And to be quite frank with you, Vega and Fitchett, after what they did to me, are lucky that they only got the tag team titles taken from them. It could have been much worse. I was nice. I did them another favor that I won't do again. They should stay home.
Well, now that you were talking about your alliance, let's say, with the Foundation and the Howletts, what is next for Matt Jackson?
Well, that's a funny question, too, because you see, when this all first started, when the anarchy thing started, as people like to call it, all I wanted was St. Louis. I wanted Major to give me the city that I built and just stay away from it. He should stay away from every city because he don't belong in this business. He don't belong in my business, and he's proven that time and time again. But, you know, I didn't care what he did in Joplin and Springfield and these cow towns that no one cares about like Kansas City. I didn't care. But I wanted him out of my town. So all I wanted was St. Louis. And I don't know, after I got it, and I
got greedy.
No. See, no, I wouldn't say that. I would say that I seen that I could have more if I wanted it. If I had people with me that were willing to go that extra mile, and now I do. I want everything, and I will get it with the help of the Howletts and the Foundation. So the best thing that you could do is go back and tell every one of these guys, these wrestlers, that when I do get it, I'll remember every little bit of disrespect that was shown to me from NWL, STL, when that started, all the way to present day. I'll remember every little bit of disrespect. And I am a petty individual. I can be. And I will do everything I can with the power behind me to wipe them out.
Thank you all so much for joining us. I hope that we walk away with maybe a little
really
bit.
Really good talk. No? Okay, thought so. Thank you.
This has been Marti Belle here for NWL. Ben, the wars between Jeremy Wyatt and Jack Foster have now become legendary. I am so excited to see this main event tonight.
Absolutely, and if you fans have noticed, we're actually kind of doing this a little bit earlier in the broadcast because for the remainder of our show, this match will be shown in its entirety. This was a brutal match, and I have to strongly recommend that you guys use a little bit of caution if you've got any little ones around. It's not too bad, but
things get a little violent. They do.
But this rivalry has been so personal from day one, and now it's culminated in NWL's first ever dog collar match.
Let's see where this all began.
You know, Jack Foster, he's this big, scary guy. He's 6'10". He's 285 pounds. He's a monster. Jack Foster, you are no monster. I'm a monster.
Jeremy Wyatt, I am gonna bring your foundation crumbling around you.
The people of the NWL are gonna learn that I am one of the most barbaric, toughest, meanest son of a to ever walk the face of this earth.
You feel that dog collar squeezing around your neck, squeezing, choking the air, choking the life out of you, because the time is running up. Your time is through.
You think that I am going to be chained to you? You're going to be chained to me.
Your kingdom is going down.
Jack Foster, you shave that beard, you cut that hair. You're just a big, goofy investment banker. I'm going to send you home to that little boy of yours, and he's going to look at his daddy, and he's going to be very disappointed because the Monarch is going to end you.
The Monarch? The Monarch? I'm the new king of the NWL. I am the man.
All right, Ryan, here we go for tonight's main event. This match has been months in the making as Jeremy Wyatt, the Monarch, and Jack Foster have engaged in absolute war in the rings of the NWL.
And obviously, Jeremy Wyatt and the Foundation have been always victorious. We saw the Lumberjack match. We saw a lot of stuff go down here in the NWL. Jeremy Wyatt has continued to show why he is the king of Kansas City, and he's going to put an end to it tonight because he's putting on one of his specialty matches for all these great fans in the NWL, a dog collar match, and he's going to rip the neck straight off that Sasquatch Jack Foster.
Fans, let us remind you that this match will be shown in its entirety this week on NWL TV. The stakes do not get any higher. This is NWL's first ever dog collar match.
And obviously, if you've never seen a dog collar match, these things can get pretty brutal. I mean, obviously, just the yanking on the neck. You know, sometimes dog collars, not necessarily. Sometimes a chain match, not necessarily around the neck. But this one, of course, with that dog collar both around their necks. I mean, just think about it. Just a slip of someone outside that ring slips off that top rope, something like that. The other guy gets yanked around and can cause permanent damage. So you look at a guy like Jack Foster, like right there, he's a monster. He is a guy that can, if you just looked at him walking down the street, you'd fall over and faint. But you know what? Jeremy Wyatt, the Monarch, is not going to let that happen. We've seen him go against guys this size, and he takes them down, including Jack Foster. He's done it multiple times before.
True indeed. Jeremy Wyatt has always seemed to manage to be one up on the monster Jack Foster, the reclusive giant of the NWL. But one thing's for sure, Jeremy Wyatt is a king of that wrestling ring. That's why we call him the Monarch. And let's go down to Midnight Guthrie for tonight's introductions.
Wrestling fans, welcome to Main Event City. For the first time ever in the National Wrestling League, this is a dog collar chain match. Introducing first, representing the Foundation from Kansas City, weighing 191 pounds, he is the Monarch, Jeremy Wyatt. And his opponent from Blackwater, Missouri, weighing 296 pounds, towering at 6 feet 10 inches tall, this is Jack Foster.
Look at the scowl on Jack
Your
Foster's
referee, Nick
face.
Chin, only here to determine a winner. No holds barred in this one.
Look at this, is Nick Chin. Look, the diminutive Nick Chin trying to put on that collar around the Sasquatch, as I keep calling him, Jack Foster. Can you get even around that hair?
Look at Nick Chin having the daunting task of locking these two
You
combatants.
see his hands trembling? He can't even get it on, this referee. It's Pathetic.
Look at the eyes of Jeremy Wyatt. He means business here tonight. He means to rid the NWL of Jack Foster. And the only thing separating these two athletes is 12 feet of steel chain. This thing is not going to be for the weak of heart. And Jeremy Wyatt started off with a bang here. Trying to fire some forearm strikes. Look
That's
at
exactly
that
what he
chain.
needs to do. He needs to just keep attacking the big man because, you know, that's the only way he's going to take him off his vertical base, which he's done plenty of times in the past.
We've seen Jeremy Wyatt and Jack Foster engage in war, as I said at the top of this match, throughout the rings of the NWL. Whoa, look at that, flipping Jeremy Wyatt over, using the momentum of that chain. One thing's for sure, Jeremy Wyatt has always managed to pick apart the giant Jack Foster, whether it's his wrist, his hand, his arm, his leg. Jeremy Wyatt wants to chop down the giant tree of Jack Foster.
You're absolutely right. That's what you have to do. You have to take this guy down. And look at this.
Oh, clotheslines him over the top rope. And there is nowhere, and conspicuous, may I add, by his absence, is the devil himself, Michael Strider.
Well, Ace Steel, Carolina. I mean, yeah, Jeremy Wyatt has a lot of friends. Thanks for bringing that up again. Jack Foster has none. He lived in some kind of like cabin in the woods for 20 years.
Oh, look at this. Look at Jack Foster pulling up Jeremy Wyatt by his throat. Oh, and they're dropping the neck over the top rope goes Jeremy Wyatt. Jeremy Wyatt with the cat-like reflexes. Get back in the ring, and that's not going to help that. Got him up in that choke slam. Looked like he might have been going for a double choke slam there.
Looks like he was just trying to choke him out. What are you talking about? Giving him credit for a choke slam. He had his hands wrapped around his neck trying to choke him.
Now Jeremy Wyatt falls unceremoniously to the floor here at the Scottish Rite Temple. There is an odd hush over the crowd here in the Scottish Rite Temple. Everybody watching this match intently, waiting for that first big blow to be delivered from that chain.
I mean, they don't, obviously a lot of these people have probably never seen a dog collar match with such a big steel chain like this. It's an interesting format in professional wrestling. This is something you can get completely brutal. Watch this.
Oh, he almost tried to decapitate Jeremy Wyatt with that chain.
Thank goodness he ducked.
Now he's firing the right hand and a headbutt to the top of the head of Jeremy Wyatt.
Now, we have seen, you talked about it, Jeremy Wyatt has gone to work in the past on Jack Foster, and totally, whether it's help from Strider, help from Ace, it doesn't matter. Jeremy Wyatt has somehow found a way to take this man down and defeat him one way or another. And, you know, we've seen him work on that hand, so he won't do the choke slam to him. But what's this?
He has him up over the shoulders. He might have been going for a snake eyes on that guardrail, and he just gets hammered with that right hand as Jeremy Wyatt spills into the danger zone here at the Scottish Rite Temple. And keep in mind, look at Jack Foster. A little bit of tug of war going on here. He wants to pull Jeremy Wyatt right back into his waiting hands so he can put more damage on the Monarch, and there's a right hand.
No, don't do this. No, come on.
And the beats of Blackwater rain out through the Scottish Rite Temple as those forearms drape across Jeremy Wyatt's exposed chest.
Have you been to Blackwater, Missouri? It's a horrible town.
Can't say that I have, but
well, who has?
Now he's pulling Jeremy Wyatt back over that guardrail here.
Come on, Wyatt needs to, he cannot let him stay standing tall and throwing him around like a rag doll like this, because it's going to cause permanent damage if he hits this chain wrapped around his neck and Jack Foster decides to go crazy.
Look at this, Jeremy Wyatt spilling to the outside. Now once again, we're engaged in a tug of war here. Oh gosh, his head cracked right against that ring post.
That shoulder Nick Chin checking out Jeremy Wyatt too. I mean, look at this, Jack Foster. What
a brutal match we've seen so far. I mean, you can hear the flesh of the skull of Jeremy Wyatt's head cracking against that corner post there.
Come on, Wyatt, get up. No, he doesn't. This crowd's horrible. No, he's in there getting thrown around by Jack Foster. Have a little respect.
Look at that, Jeremy Wyatt crawling across into the hands of Jack Foster, and he rains down another right hand right to the top of the head.
Move! And what Jack Foster's been in complete control so far. Look, throwing him into these guardrails. Jeremy Wyatt, I don't know if I've seen him get manhandled like this before. Reeling in the middle of the ring, being thrown around with that chain around his neck, and Jack Foster's loosening the turnbuckle.
Oh gosh, did you see that? That boot came out of nowhere and just hit Jack Foster in the side of the head. It looked like Jack Foster was in fact loosening the bottom rope, and I don't know what that means, but it's not good for either one of these combatants.
What would he possibly want to do? Obviously, it leads me to believe he's going to try to use that bottom rope for some kind of weapon. And look, Jeremy Wyatt obviously thinks it's a good idea because he continues to do it.
Oh, look at the blood. You're starting to see the blood soaking the hair of Jeremy Wyatt. The ravages of this war are starting to take his effect on Jeremy Wyatt. And Jeremy Wyatt laying a clubby blow to the back of Jack Foster as he loosens that bottom turnbuckle.
Look at this, and Wyatt obviously, I don't know what these two are thinking. They're destroying the ring to help destroy each other. What is this? Now he's going to choke him with. He's got that metal post now.
Look at Jeremy Wyatt like a shark that smells blood is starting to hammer down on Jack Foster. The Wyatt, the Monarch, the guy who always seems to have a plan, seems to have a perfect plan now to take out the giant Jack Foster.
He should just take that metal, that metal bar there, and just put it in his forearm and just bash the head in of Jack Foster at this point. What is this?
Didn't we start that game last week? If you're keeping track at home, my partner here has now wished serious harm or maim on somebody.
You're sitting there laughing at the blood-soaked tear of Jeremy Wyatt.
Oh, gosh, he's just whipping him like a government mule with that steel chain.
Like a scalded dog it was, you're right. Look at that big elbow. I hope to see that Macho Man elbow from the top with the chain. Come on.
Look at, you can see the bottom rope is just dangling now as Jeremy Wyatt and Jack, oh, well, look at that, wrapping the chain. Gosh, right into the solar plexus of Jack Foster.
Break the sternum. Here we go, here's a cover. Here we go. Oh, come on.
Look at that, look at the carnage that this match has had, this effect that this war has had on both of these combatants. Still, Jeremy Wyatt trying to get into that second gear, dig a little extra, dig deeper, and he's going to try to put away Jack Foster. But with forearm shots like that, it's going to be really hard.
Like you said, the blood-soaked head, he's busted open. Jeremy Wyatt, Jack Foster started taking off that bottom rope. Jeremy Wyatt finished loosening that one corner, and now Jack Foster's going over there to unhook it.
Now Jack Foster using the, oh, look at that, he did it. And he might have heard you. He's got that big steel hook, and he might bash the head of the Monarch in. Oh, Monarch puts a stop to it.
Hit him with it.
He knew what was coming. Oh, he just drilled him in the side of the cheek. Did you hear that?
Thank you. Well, they both had turns on loosening the thing. Now Jeremy Wyatt gets to use it. He should just shove it in his eye, shove it somewhere to make him be able to stay down for the 3 count.
That might be the turning point that Jeremy Wyatt needed to take control of this matchup. Look at this, cranking him up into a neck breaker. And Jack Foster reverses out of it. Oh, and then he just cracked the Monarch with that steel hook. My gosh, what a match. What a brutal war we've seen here tonight on NWL TV.
Jack Foster has gone into a different level here. I mean, look at the eyes. We've seen the killer eyes before, but, I mean, nothing is hurting him tonight. And look at this. He's taking that turnbuckle.
Oh, gosh, he's digging that turnbuckle, that hook into the mouth of the Monarch. Oh, goodness gracious, the brutality.
That's disgusting, putting that hook into it. You know where that's been? That's horrible. It's disgusting. Breaking open his mouth.
I have a feeling you'd be all for it if it was Jeremy Wyatt putting the hook in the mouth of Jack. Look at that. He just dumped Jack Foster over the top rope.
Oh, yes.
What is he doing now?
Hang him.
Look at that. He's choking. Look at the look in the eyes of Jack Foster. He's gone limp.
Come on.
He's limp. This match could be over. Referee Nick Chin.
Look at this. He's choking him out completely.
Oh my gosh, he is limp. I can't even. Look, Jack Foster just came to before that third.
He's awake. How did he wake up? I thought he was choked out.
That is unbelievable. I could have sworn Jack Foster was out, and now he has come to, and he's enraged, and he gets put down with a knee. I cannot believe what we're seeing. I thought Jack Foster was done after being hung over that top rope.
Did you see him? He was there like a sack of potatoes. He wasn't even moving.
Cross-body block from the Monarch to the outside, and both men are down on the floor here of the Scottish Rite Temple.
Everything's going the way of the Monarch at this point. He just has to get him rolled back in that ring and cover him. Let's go. Wyatt, you got this.
I have never seen, out of all the matches I've been privileged to call here in the NWL, I have never seen a war like this before. These two men absolutely hate each other, and they're beating the tar out of one another tonight here in front of all the NWL fans.
Look at this, Wyatt trying to soak in the adulation before he takes out Jack Foster. Choking him out with the chain. Now they've got that bottom rope. This ring is getting destroyed tonight.
Look at those just hard right hands of Jeremy Wyatt raining down.
I told you. Let's do the Macho Man elbow with the chain. Yes.
He might be getting the official commentator of the Foundation signals here, and it looks like he may be, in fact, going up for that tribute to Macho Man Randy Savage.
Here we go.
That elbow drop.
It's over. It's over. Oh, yeah, it's over.
Oh, look, Jack Foster may not be done yet. He's pulling on that chain. He wants to yank the Monarch off, and sure enough, the Monarch goes crashing into the middle of our canvas here, and Jack Foster is not done with him yet.
That would have been over. And look at this, crowd behind Foster right now. They see that he's wavering. They see he's about to lose it all.
Oh, look at that. That size 16 boot almost kicked Wyatt out of his own boots, and now a clothesline takes down Jeremy Wyatt.
No, choke slam, no. Come on, Wyatt, wake up,
Foster
come on.
setting up for that big choke slam. Oh, did you see that? He went back to that hand.
And look at, oh no.
Oh, look at this. Here's that Morishima driver. Just drove the head and neck of Jeremy Wyatt into the ring. This could be it.
Come on, Wyatt, wake up.
Rolling him over, referee Nick Chin. 1, 2,
Get up.
no! And Jeremy Wyatt kicks out.
Both of these guys have been put through a hell tonight. You had this chain wrapped around both of their necks. Jeremy Wyatt busted open, Jack Foster passing out during the middle of this match, and it's still going on. Does Foster even know where he's at this point? Is he just running on adrenaline?
He may still be dazed from being choked out over that top rope. I mean, I saw him go limp. And look at this, Jeremy Wyatt scrambling once again for that. I thought he was going for that steel hook again, but Jack Foster just shoulder blocked Jeremy Wyatt. He's just running on instinct, going for a cover here. 2. Once again, only gets a 2 count on the Monarch.
Now this is Wyatt's match. He has to win this tonight. He always wins these brutal matches. I mean, I've seen this guy get his nipple torn off in a barbed wire rope match. He's not going to lose this match tonight.
Jeremy Wyatt seems to be once again on Dream Street. Jack Foster looking for that big choke slam, and once again Wyatt fights his way out of it. And Foster just his head just met that steel chair that was propped up in the corner.
It's been there for so long, I forgot it was there. Look at lightning spiral.
Wyatt spiral there. The lightning spiral connects, and Jack Foster, I think I saw the back of his head land on that chain.
Here we go. Finally, we get to see it. Yes. Macho Man elbow. Here we go. It's over.
Jeremy Wyatt mounting the top rope, skinning the cat to get up there, and from the heavens drops the elbow right into the heart of the man, Jack Foster. 2
and 3.
No!
What? Come on. Nick Chin, get in position.
Foster kicks out, puts that left shoulder up just in the nick of time. This match continues here on NWL TV.
Here we go. Take the chair, bash him in the head again. Couple more times, another elbow. It's got to be over at that point.
Fans at home must be drinking 3 or 4 shots now as you wish another maiming on Jack Foster. Oh gosh, that steel chair crashing down on the back 2 times. Make that 3. Good goodness gracious, that chair is mangled after meeting
stop.
the flesh of Jack Foster.
Don't stop. What's Wyatt doing now?
Wyatt doing his own spear on Jack Foster. Could this be it? No! Oh, Jack Foster just got the left shoulder up.
He almost beat him with his own move there, taking the Foster spear, using it against him, and Foster's still down in a heap. Let's go. One more time. What's this?
Did you see the velocity that Jeremy Wyatt launched himself at Jack Foster? It was like he was shot out of a cannon and almost picked up a victory over Jack Foster.
Now Jeremy Wyatt decides to tear up the rest of the ring at this point as he's taking off the apron, unraveling the rope. Why are people destroying the ring tonight?
What does Jeremy Wyatt have planned here? He is literally tearing apart the canvas and the apron here at the Scottish Rite Temple. I shudder to think what this man has planned, what he has in store for Jack Foster.
He's throwing the chair back to
A la Terry Funk there.
Hitting the head of Jack Foster with that chair as he continues to try to take apart this ring, take all the ropes off those sides. What's he have in mind? What could he possibly be doing, Ben?
Just as soon as Jack Foster was starting to stir, Jeremy Wyatt pegged him right in the face with a steel chair. I do not like where this is going, what this means for Jack Foster.
Maybe he wants to expose that just steel side right there. He wants to ram Jack Foster's head into the side. Maybe that's what it is.
Nothing would make you more. Look, he's taking that protective padding from underneath the canvas here.
You do whatever it takes to win, man. That's what happens. If you played sports, you would have known that.
And all you naysayers and doubters at home, that is what a professional wrestling ring is made out of. That's what these men do for a living, and it looks like Jeremy Wyatt is exposed. He's exposing those boards, those thick boards underneath that padding. This is not good for Jack Foster.
The 2x12s are now out in the open, and he wants to sit here and maybe he wants to just pile drive them right on top of those boards.
That's exactly what the Monarch is setting to do, and Jack Foster back body drops the Monarch on those boards that are just covered by that thin canvas.
Come on, Wyatt, you had the great idea. Now let's just execute it. Come on.
Look at this. Jack Foster has that big hand wrapped around, and yet again, the Monarch refuses to lose here tonight. Ever the fighter is the Monarch, Jeremy Wyatt.
Look at that. The choke slam is going to happen, but Jack Foster continues. Like I said, he's just in this different gear tonight.
Jack Foster refuses to lose, has that hand wrapped around the throat, and good God, his head just bounced off those boards. 2, 3, and that's it. This dog collar match is in the books, and somebody needs to go check on the Monarch, Jeremy Wyatt.
His back has to be broken after going just straight on that wood. Come on.
Jeremy Wyatt exposed those boards, and it backfired in his face in the most dramatic of fashions as Jack Foster chokeslams the Monarch once and for all. And I think this war has been settled by the man from Blackwater.
I was waiting for Midnight Guthrie to make the announcement, but I forgot he's over there in a heap of human flesh over there with the timekeeper. He's not even awake to do it, but Jack Foster somehow, some way defeats Jeremy Wyatt. Jeremy Wyatt had the great plan. He wanted to take out the big man by pile driving that head of his straight into that wood, but like you said, it backfired horribly.
Nothing could stop Jack Foster tonight. Everything the Monarch threw at him, Jack Foster had a reply to. He finally got his just dessert against the Monarch in the Foundation. This was a war.
Can't believe Jack Foster lived and won this match, and obviously we've seen it. He's got a lot of emotion riding on this. Not only have we talked about how he stayed away from pro wrestling for years, but he then told everyone, told the world that he has a wife and child, and he does this for them, and he wanted to walk out victorious after the Foundation had gotten the better of him for so many weeks, so many months, but now he gets some retribution tonight.
Wait, what is this? Major Baisden. This match is over. Maybe Major's coming out to check on both of these combatants. I mean, this was a war we've witnessed here tonight, but Major Baisden is making a beat with Jack Foster.
What's this? What's it say?
Jack, That was awesome.
That was awesome.
Yes, it was. Okay.
You and I haven't had too many conversations, but I know this. You are a tough, tough SOB. And you are the biggest man in that locker room. And you are professional wrestling.
Yes, amen to that, Major.
And I need you on my team on November 10th. I need you to be my anchor.
What?
Wow, what did it, he's asking.
Let's end this once and for all.
The company's going to be on the line November 10th at Overland Park, and he is asking Jack Foster to side with him. There we go, the handshake seals the deal, and Jack Foster looks like he's on team Major Baisden for that huge 5-on-5 man competition.
So based on what we know at this point, Team Major Baisden is Thor, Mike Outlaw, the Besties in the world, and now Jack Foster taking on the Howlets and the Foundation for the future of the control of this company. This is going to be an amazing match, and Jack Foster, what a coup that is for Major Baisden.
That'll be happening right here on NWL TV in just a few weeks, folks. If you want to catch action like this, go to NWLeague.com, click on the events banner, and get your tickets now for when the NWL is in your area. Kudos to Jack Foster tonight in a tremendous main event. We got to wrap this up. For Ryan McGillicuddy, I'm Ben Miller. Good night and good fight. We'll see you next time.